Suppose that a small town has 5 restaurants and individuals choose randomly which restaurant to eat at. Out of 70 randomly selected people, is it likely that more than 25 of them would eat at the same restaurant? So if we think about choosing 1 out of 5 restaurants at random, the probability that you choose to eat at any of those restaurants is 1/5, or zero point 0.2. So we're going to think of our population proportion of people eating at any given restaurant as 0 point 0.2. And now we're looking at 70 people, so we're considering a sample size of 70. What we want to know is, what would it be for the probability that more than 25 of these people would eat at the same restaurant? So we're looking at the number out of a sample, so we're going to be interested in the sample proportion. And instead of thinking of the count of 25, we could turn this into a proportion by thinking of 25 out of 70 people. So we want to know the probability that the sample proportion would be greater than 25 out of 70. So we can turn this into a normal z, a standard normal, by subtracting our mean and dividing by our standard error. And we do that by taking our value, 25 over 70, subtracting the mean of p, 0.2, and dividing by the square root of p, which is 0.2, times 1 minus p of 0.2, over our sample size of 70. So calculating the value will give you the probability that z is greater than 3.29. We can get this from our table by doing z less than the negative of our value. So when we go to our table, we will look for negative 3.29. And what we find is a probability of 0.0005. So this is a very low probability. So the question asks, is it likely that more than 25 out of these people would eat at the same restaurant? And no, if they were actually choosing at random with this probability of 1 out of 5 or zero point 0.2, it is not likely that we would have more than 25 people out of 70 eating at the same restaurant, as evidenced by our very low probability of that happening.